All right, it's Hans Lysklint. It's October 2011. Ron Paul campaign is pushing on, and I'm very happy to see what's going on. I keep being amazed by the traction and the work that the crowd behind Ron Paul has done, and the media attention. And even though they're trying to push him out, he's still very much exposed now. He's on TV daily. And it's just great to see, and I mean, honestly, there's even a small chance. I'm talking like a handful of percentage chance that he might even make it. So I mean, that's just incredible. So we have to keep pushing every way you can. Join the revolution, you know, and just keep at it. That's what we have to do. I've not been as active this time around as I was last time around. I've gotten a little older, maybe a little wiser, I don't know. But there are some very fundamental issues and problems with the whole sort of political framework, and it has nothing to do with Ron Paul himself. It has nothing to do with what he stands for. I mean, he's a constitutionalist. And that's all well. I mean, I totally see where he's at and where he's coming from. But there are some fundamental problems that are difficult to address. Partly the whole concept of government itself and the legitimacy of any government, and also how the U.S. came about. But also the fact that even if you are a constitutionalist and you stand for the Constitution, a number of things have happened. I mean, first, just saying this sounds almost crazy, but you know, first we gave women the vote, and then we gave non-landowning people the vote, and then we gave Native Americans the vote, and then, you know, fairly recently, of course, it was the revolution of the Afro-Americans sort of got the vote. So now everyone has the vote, and that's very different from the kind of society that was created with the Constitution, even though it says every man and all that. Some would say that it's sort of taken the Constitution to its natural conclusions, and now everyone is involved, and everyone has a vote, and everyone has a say. But there was a lot of implicit things about how this started out that aren't really necessarily so anymore when society has changed that much, and all the amendments to the Constitution and all that. So it's not easy to say that, you know, I'm a strict constitutionalist because the Constitution is not what it used to be anymore. So problems around that that I'm working on, what can I say? It's I don't necessarily have answers to this anymore, or I ever had, but there are some issues there, and my main concern, I think, is that it's not possible to talk outright about a lot of these things. I mean, such a thing is given. I'm using this just as an example because it's almost funny. But you know, giving women the vote, I have to smile myself. But was that such a good idea? You know, and in extension of that, you know, giving everyone else the vote. I'm not sure that the founding fathers of the U.S. would be so excited if they heard that now all of a sudden everyone has the vote. They would say, well, if you give everyone the vote, your result will be that, you know, everyone will sort of want to be part of the grab here, and people that are not landowning, people that are not well educated, will not sort of understand the larger goings on of society. So they will make a political system that will you know, benefit the masses, and a lot of transfers and all that. They would be able to anticipate a lot of what's been going on in our lifetime, and I'm not so sure this is good, and I don't think the founding fathers would have liked it. And I also think it's very, you know, a lot of times it seems that in our age now, more than 220, 30 years after the American Revolution, the sort of the view is that, well, they, you know, it was good, but they didn't quite understand that we had to give the women the vote, and we had to give the vote to everyone, and had to take their ideas to its natural conclusion. I think they were a lot smarter than that. I think they knew what they were doing, and if they knew that history would give the kind of development that it has, they would have thought differently about it. So they were not stupid. They were generally more educated than us, well read. They knew more of history than most people do today. So these people were actually quite smart, and they knew what they were doing. So there's some problems here. Well, anyway, everyone working for the Ron Paul campaign, keep it up. Keep it up. It's going to be a fun year now, and it's just, I have to encourage everyone. Thanks.